Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be designing a lined vertical planner layout for my health and fitness planner. So come plan with me. And I've got these washi tapes here all ready to go, as well as a few markers I may use, and a set of stickers, some stat stickers that I made on my computer, and these Happy Planner sticker books, which I'll pull from. Okay, friends, let's go ahead and lay down some wax paper and get started on the design for this week. I am thinking to use these darker florals here from the Beauty in Floral sticker book. I do feel like this time of year is a good time to use these darker toned florals, so be nice too to have a little bit of a moodier feel. I've been doing a lot of fall spreads, so looking forward to some blues here in my health planner. I did pull out this fitness sticker book. I think I got on clearance a couple of years ago, hoping to find some blue toned images and different types of stickers, maybe quotes to pull in, but I really didn't look too hard through it when I picked it out. There's not a ton in here that's really calling to me, unfortunately. Stylistically, it looks a lot different. It's a lot, more bubbly, I guess, more an 80s vibe versus what we've got here in the florals, which is definitely more elegant looking. I did see this one quote here that was probably why I pulled the book in general. It says, make healthy a habit. It had a really nice kind of cursive-y writing, but then also has a plain print. So it wasn't too genre specific, I felt. And the colors were perfect. So this is a health spread. We'll use that as the basis and then go ahead and start figuring out maybe some of these die cut stickers and these outline floral looks. See if I can bring those in as well. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to lay this spread out. I really do like floral spreads, but on my health spread, it gets tricky. I definitely use about 2/3 to 3/4 of each day for functional stuff. So I don't have a ton of room for decor. But I like decor. So it's always a challenge to walk the line, having something pretty to look at, but also keeping all that function. So I started building out the spread, thinking that I would use the edges for the most part to try to push that decor out as far as possible. Also using the spine there down at the bottom so that I would, again, leave myself as much functional space as I could. We're going to work with that, kind of doing a triangular pattern, more of a V shape, I guess, with the two sides and the very bottom being where we're going to house a majority of the stickers. So let's just start dropping things in. I'm going to pull in a few of those quotes now and start layering those in with the two types of floral stickers I'm working with. Those outlined blue florals actually came in a subscription box I got from Grabby. I think I got that one in either August or September. That was a really cool box. It had a lot of different things that I wouldn't normally pick out, and the blue toned die cut florals here were one of my favorite things from that box. So I'm using those again and layering those with those Beauty in Florals flowers. Also looking through the book, seeing if there's any boxes that I might want to use or any other elements that I think I can bring in here aside from what I've already put onto the spread. But I'm not seeing anything that's really calling to me, so let's go ahead and start playing with the washi tape a little bit. I think I'm going to bring in some of the script washi just for a little bit of texture. And I'll just layer that underneath this cluster and this cluster here. and a little bit over here as well in the sidebar. I might beef that one up a little extra, we'll see, since I have the space there in the sidebar. And here I got that rest day circle sticker, so I don't really work out on Saturday, so I thought that would be nice, plus add a little bit more of that purple color up there. I was originally thinking I was just going to pull the blue flowers, but I ended up pulling a lot more of the purple than I had originally intended. But it worked out, actually, in the end, especially with the washi tape I decided on, which was the gradient washi. The gradient has a nice tone from blue to pink, or purple to pink, depending on your point of view. So it pulled in all of the colors that were in both the quotes and in the florals, which ended up working out really nice. I have pulled a bunch of stat stickers too that are all in that blue tone, so let's figure out where those are going to fit here on the spread first off, just again for that whole functional thing, and see where that takes us. I'm thinking here near the middle is going to be the best place for it, where it's going to have the least amount of disruption from the decor, and that way I could keep it all in line. I'll probably do the workouts at the very top, maybe in the top boxes or in just the top lined area, and then my food log at the bottom. But then you can see there on Wednesday and Thursday, that area is going to be inaccessible. So I have to kind of think about that as I'm building out the spread. Where am I going to put those functional items? To help guide me a little bit, I'm going to bring in these small purple hexagons, purplish, bluish color. That way I can kind of mark off where I'm thinking to put maybe the workouts. It helps me visualize a little bit better too where those might fit into the mix. So I've already started to move things around to figure out a better position for those workout areas. I'm going to need to really rework this cluster, even though I really like how it looks now. It's just a little bit too cumbersome and cuts too far into the usable area here on the spread. So I'll push it out a little bit into the sidebar, trying to make a space for the quote. Maybe move some things around. Definitely going to have to do some sticker shuffling here. I've already cut off a big chunk of the outlined leaves in this cluster. That helped a bit. And also reworking the layering there of the washi tape. And I figured that it would be nice to have that quote kind of nestled into that empty space, so that works. But now those leaves on the top of the floral just look a little bit awkward, maybe? I mean, they're not bad, it just doesn't feel as good as it did before. So, I don't know, I may come back to that. Let's go ahead and kind of set in the rest of those workout stickers, just so again I can visualize where those things are going to go. I decided to use both the indigo color and the violet color of blue purple there at the top, just again to pull in all of the colors that are coming in, which you'll see more of too with the washi tape. Everything's looking good except for Sunday because of, again, the decor there. So trying to figure out a good solution for that. Thought maybe I could bring in a box and kind of layer that over it so that I could still write in a workout if I needed to. But then I really just was not liking that. So let's try something else here. Maybe just rework this cluster like I did the other side. Figure things out. Let's go ahead and pull in some of the washi down below as well. See how that looks. Let's just set it there for now and again rework some things here. I had this clipping from a previous spread that I pulled in originally on the other side, but I think I'll use it here in the sidebar to help lower the profile of that cluster. And also just solve that awkwardness problem I was having there with the kind of branchy stem coming out from the floral. And it's still a little bit awkward because of this larger leaf, so let's go ahead and cut that off as well and just rework that whole top section there. And it looks better. It's a little bit more clustered. You find a place to fit this branch in so it looks a little bit more together, and reposition that leaf. That sort of works. Definitely want to bring in some more of this gradient color here from the washi in the sidebar as well. I think it looks better though layered behind the stickers. So we'll pull it in at the bottom kind of as a background color. The only place I'm not going to put it is right behind those white florals because I don't want it to interrupt the look of the florals themselves. I want them to look like they're on top of it, so I'll work around them, but the other ones I'm fine with a little bit of layering. So now we're back over to this other cluster here on the right, and I'm going to trim down that one die cut sticker again to try to solve the problem of my workout area being open for tracking workouts. I'll go ahead and do some layering there with the washi tapes and rework that floral I had pulled for the side and even the leaves as well that I had pulled. And actually that still looks pretty good in my opinion, so I'm happy with that. And I have a space to put in that workout information. So things are looking better. It does still feel balanced. They're both on the opposite sides there of the spread. So let's go ahead and move things over at this point. To start, I want to clean up some of the darker lines that are going to go behind these stickers just so that they're not, showing up through the clear sticker and disrupting the look of the design. I'll go ahead and kind of use the wax paper as a guideline, kind of mark off the highest points or the outside points, and then go back and white out in between away from the wax paper. That technique works the best as far as the least amount of back and forth. So having the wax paper there kind of pre-guiding you is a very useful tip. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It just really depends, but this is definitely the best way. Just finding those outer boundaries of your cluster and then whiting out all within it. Some of these die cut stickers that I had pulled still had the backing on them, so I had to remember to remove that off this one and then start laying it in to the spread. So I got the first side on. Let's go ahead and match up the second side here and lay in this little strip of washi as well. Continue it out. And add a little bit more white out here where the washi actually hits the line that I did not take into account when I first did it. That looks good. Let's drop in those stat stickers just to get a baseline for where those are going to be. And because I was doing that, the hanging over parts of the sticker were kind of catching on my work surface. So I went ahead and trimmed those out for now. Went back to the stat sticker laying in. I'm trying to pick up these clusters pretty much in one piece so I don't have to tweak much once I get it on the spread. And that worked out pretty well. There's a lot of layering there, so didn't have too much trouble getting things on directly to the page just as they were from the wax paper. I did leave the gray lines in the background I often do that instead of whiting those out as well. I think they're a lot less intrusive as far as showing through from the back. So I'll leave those most of the time and just focus on whiting out the black lines. Go ahead and drop in the rest of these stat stickers. And this last cluster here on the right. I think I dropped this down a little bit lower than it was on the wax paper, but that's fine. It just gives me a little more room at the top for putting in a workout. And we'll trim off the excess. All those pieces I'll save for another spread. This one was pretty busy to begin with, so I didn't want to do extra on the edges. I went ahead and separated out the pages as well, but I got a little off track, so one of the pages got a little gouge on the side, but you won't be able to see it really because it's on the spine. I also hand cut out the holes using my precision cutter. That is just my own preference because I have some punches that are very sticky, I guess. My Happy Planner punch in particular. So it's just better if I just hand cut out those holes for the least amount of friction, if you will, when I'm trying to finish a spread. Sometimes those punches work perfectly, the Happy Planner punch and my We Are Memory Keepers one, but sometimes they catch, mainly the Happy Planner one, but the Memory Keepers doesn't really like lightweight materials. So if it's just punching sticker, it usually doesn't punch cleanly. So I like to do it by hand. And now we'll finish by dropping in the rest of those hexagon stickers where I'll be putting in the workouts and my rest day sticker. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!